My dear child, as you traverse the complexities of your life, remember that I am with you always. I watch over you, not from a distant throne in the heavens, but from within the very essence of your being, where my spirit resides. You might feel like your efforts go unnoticed, that your struggles are yours alone, but know this: every small act of kindness, every moment of perseverance, every silent prayer is seen and cherished by me. Your journey may seem ordinary, but in my eyes, it is extraordinary. Think of the times when you felt alone, working tirelessly in the shadows. It might have seemed like the world was indifferent to your struggles, yet in those moments of solitude and determination, I was there, molding your character, strengthening your resolve. I want you to understand that my blessings are not just handed out, they are earned through effort and faith. When I open a door, you must be brave enough to step through it. When I present an opportunity, it is up to you to seize it. Your actions are essential in the story of your destiny. In your journey, you'll encounter obstacles. You may face people who doubt you or situations that test your faith. These challenges are not punishments, they are opportunities to prove your strength and resolve. Remember, the value of a mountain is not in its height, but in the climb. Adversity often reveals the greatness within you. When you face opposition, it's a sign that you're on the path to something meaningful. The stronger the resistance, the more significant your potential triumph. Do not be discouraged by the naysayers. Their doubt is a reflection of their own limitations, not yours. In the noise of negativity, listen for the truth. Often your critics unknowingly affirm the very destiny I have set for you. They may try to write your story, but remember, I am the author of your life. Their words are but shadows compared to the light of my purpose for you. Do not let temporary setbacks derail your eternal mission. Life's trials are but fleeting moments in the grand scheme of your destiny. Recognize the signs: a challenging day, a tough season, a year of longing. These are not ends, but bends in the road, leading you to greater heights. Consider those who have triumphed despite adversity. They faced accusations, underwent scrutiny, and were often misunderstood. Yet they remained steadfast, and in their faithfulness they found success. Like them, you too are called to persevere. Do not be swayed by the voices of doubt, whether they come from within or from others. Remember who you are and whose you are. I have crafted the universe, set stars in their courses, and painted skies with sunsets. What then is too difficult for me? I work through principles and laws, not mere whims. My promises come with conditions. Faith must be accompanied by action. I lay out the path, but you must walk it. Together, we create the story of your life. If you stumble, do not despair. Mistakes are part of the journey. Remember, even my disciples were imperfect. It is not your perfection I seek, but your willingness to try, to grow, to embrace the path I have set for you. Your weaknesses are not obstacles to your calling. They are part of your unique design. I have chosen you not despite your imperfections, but because of them. They are what make you human, and in your humanity you reflect my love to the world. So, my child, rise each day with purpose. Embrace the life I have given you with courage and faith. Know that in every moment I am with you, guiding you, loving you. Your journey is not just your own, it is a reflection of my love and my hope for the world. In the end, the efforts unseen by others are seen by me. The path you walk, though solitary at times, is guided by my hand. Be steadfast in your faith, unyielding in your hope, and abundant in your love, for in these you find the essence of your true calling. My child, your path winds ahead through valleys and over mountains. Do not lose heart when fog obscures the way, or when storms besiege your steps. I am the light that pierces the gloom. I am the voice that whispers, "This way." When you face forks in the road, you may meet fellow travelers and form bonds that feel unbreakable. Cherish these connections, but know that the terrain sometimes necessitates difficult partings. People's stories intertwine for but brief stretches of the eternal journey. When relationships change or end, grieve not as those without hope. My love for you is the one companionship that never falters. Moving forward may require releasing the known and familiar. What you cling to for safety and comfort can become a burden weighing you down. Old resentments and pains tie your soul to the past. You yearn for bygone days, forgetting that yesterday's manna cannot sustain today's hunger. I have new blessings for each moment if you will receive them. Do not fear the unknown lands ahead. The best parts of the adventure still await. Wondrous surprises hide around the next bend. Golden meadows under endless skies. If shadows threaten, I will be the light to guide your next right step. When weariness drops you to your knees, let go of self-reliance. You are not expected to sustain yourself. Even the hardiest tree's roots cannot breach stone or sustain life without soil's nourishment. Plunge your roots into my living water. Draw life from my companionship. I will replenish your reserves so you can serve others from the overflow. A key measure of wisdom is learning when to rest and when to act. My spirit instructs you in this careful balance. The driven accumulators chase after wind, endlessly striving, yet never satisfied. Their tight-fisted grip on people and possessions cannot save them.
Chosen one, this message you about to hear is a divine revelation from the throne room of heaven. What you are sensing right now is not imagination. It is not emotion. It is alignment. God Himself arranged this moment because there is a specific window of time tied to your destiny, and heaven does not want you confused, distracted, or unprepared. What is coming is not random. God said it is all planned for the end of January. There are things you have been questioning, delays you couldn't explain, doors that refuse to open no matter how hard you prayed. But hear this clearly. The silence was not denial, and the delay was not rejection. Heaven was scheduling. God was positioning people, shifting circumstances, and closing paths that would have cost you later. What looks slow on earth has been strategic in heaven. Nothing about your life right now is accidental. When God gives a time marker, it means preparation has already begun behind the scenes. Angels are already assigned. Resistance has already been addressed. The pieces you couldn't see are moving into place. By the end of January, clarity will replace confusion. Direction will replace uncertainty, and what felt like waiting will suddenly feel like acceleration. This is not hype. This is heaven keeping an appointment it already booked. Before we go further, if your spirit confirms this word, act on it now. Like this message as your agreement. Subscribe so you don't miss the next word heaven releases. Drop your city and nation in the comments so we can see where the remnant is rising. And for those who are supporting us and sowing into this prophetic ministry, whether through the link pinned in the comment section or the super thanks feature, understand this. You are not just a giver, you are a co-laborer. We are partners in this divine assignment. Your seed is not random, it is a prophetic yes. It is you saying, God, I trust your timing and I align with what you have planned. May your seed speak in places your voice cannot reach and secure doors you haven't even knocked on yet. Now stay with me. Don't scroll away, because in the next moments, we are going to go deeper into what God has planned, why it had to wait until the end of January, and how to position yourself so you don't miss what heaven has already decided. When you hear this fully, you'll understand why God refused to let you pass this moment by. Chosen one, Understand this first and do not rush past it. Not everyone will feel the weight of this message. Not everyone will grasp the urgency of this word. Not everyone will recognize the fire that rests within it. That does not make others inferior. It simply means this word is not addressed to everyone. Heaven speaks selectively when assignment is involved. Some hear sound. Others hear summons. Jesus himself made this distinction clear in Matthew 13:1 when he said, "The knowledge of the secrets of the kingdom of heaven has been given to you, but not to them." This statement was not rooted in pride or exclusion. It was rooted in purpose. Revelation is given according to calling. God entrusts deeper truth to those who are meant to carry it, not merely observe it. This is not arrogance. This is assignment. Curiosity listens casually. Calling listens carefully. If this message stirs something in you, if it feels weighty, pressing, or impossible to ignore, it is because something in you recognizes heaven's frequency. You are not reacting emotionally, you are responding spiritually. Your spirit knows when it is being addressed directly. Your spirit is responding before your mind fully understands, and that order matters. God speaks to identity before information. He awakens who you are before he explains what you must do. Understanding will come, but recognition comes first. And the fact that you recognize this word is evidence that you are meant to hear it, not as a spectator, but as one who has been chosen to respond. One of the greatest lies the enemy uses against the chosen is the lie of delay. He does not usually deny God outright. Instead, he questions God's timing. He whispers, "If God was really with you, it would have happened already." He points at others and says, "Look, they're moving ahead of you." He taunts your mind with, "You're running out of time." These thoughts are designed to create anxiety, comparison, and discouragement, but they are rooted in a false understanding of how God works. God is not bound by clocks, calendars, or human timelines. He authored time itself. Time answers to him, not the other way around. What feels slow to you is not late to God. What feels delayed is often being deliberately protected. God does not rush outcomes that require maturity, alignment, and readiness. He is far more concerned with when something happens than how fast it happens. Scripture makes this unmistakably clear in Galatians 4:4, which says, "But when the fullness of time had come, God sent forth his Son." Notice that phrase, fullness of time. Jesus did not come early, and he did not come late. He came at the precise moment when prophecy, preparation, and purpose aligned perfectly. Heaven waited until timing itself was complete. So when God says it's all planned by the end of January, he is not guessing, testing, or adjusting on the fly. He is declaring precision. He is telling you the timing is mature, the conditions are aligned, and the preparation is complete. What is coming is not late. It is exact, and because it is exact, it will arrive with power, clarity, and lasting impact. The end of January represents something deeply prophetic, not just chronological. January is a threshold month. It stands at the doorway between intention and manifestation. It is where expectation meets reality, where declarations made at the beginning of the year are tested by daily obedience. January reveals what is genuine. January is also where hope is tested by patience. Many people begin the year with excitement, clarity, and confidence, but as days pass and results do not appear immediately, doubt tries to settle in. Prayers feel unanswered, momentum feels slow, enthusiasm fades. This is not accidental. It is revealing. The weight exposes what kind of faith a person is carrying. Faith that celebrates beginnings or faith that endures process. That is why God often moves at the end, not the beginning. Beginnings attract crowds, but endings reveal commitment. God separates those who only start with faith from those who finish with trust. Anyone can believe when things are fresh and hopeful. Fewer can believe when patience is required. End-of-season faith is heavier, pure, and more mature, and God responds to that kind of faith. Scripture confirms this principle in James 1:4, which says, "Let patience have her perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing." God allows the wait not to frustrate you, but to finish you. He uses patience to deepen capacity, so that when the blessing arrives, it does not overwhelm you. What comes at the end of January is not just a gift, it is something you are now strong enough to sustain. Chosen one, let this truth burn into your mind and settle deep in your spirit. When God is silent, he is never idle. Silence is not absence, and it is certainly not rejection. God does his deepest work in silence because construction requires focus, not noise. While you wait, heaven is moving. While you wonder, God is working. His silence is not a pause, it is preparation unfolding where you cannot yet see it. Behind the scenes, God is rearranging systems, hearts, doors, and destinies. He is aligning people you haven't met yet, removing obstacles you don't know existed, and preparing outcomes you could not have planned on your own. Silence protects the process from interference. If you saw everything God was doing at once, you might rush, interfere, or rely on yourself instead of trusting him fully. Think of Joseph. He was silent in the pit, silent in the prison, silent while forgotten by those he helped. No explanations, no timelines, no updates. Yet heaven was busy every single moment. God was positioning Joseph, shaping his character, and aligning him with a future role that required wisdom, restraint, and endurance. Silence was not delay. It was development. Years later, Joseph could finally say, in Genesis 50:20, "You meant it for evil, but God meant it for good." What once felt like wasted time revealed itself as intentional training. Every silent season refined Joseph so he could carry authority without arrogance and power without bitterness. What felt hidden was actually strategic. God often hides his greatest works until the last moment, so no flesh can take credit. Silence removes human boasting and magnifies divine precision. When the breakthrough comes, it will be clear that it could not have been orchestrated by human effort alone. What you thought was wasted time was actually hidden construction. And when God finishes what he's building, the result will speak louder than any explanation ever could. Many people chase emotional highs, believing that intensity equals progress. But God does not build destinies on feelings. He establishes them on appointments. Emotional moments rise and fall, but divine schedules stand firm. What God is preparing for you is not dependent on your mood today or how confident you sound tomorrow. It is anchored in his authority, not your emotional state. This is why peace, not hype, often surrounds real breakthrough. When God plans something, it does not depend on your mood. It does not depend on your strength. It does not depend on who supports you or who doubts you. Human variables do not control divine outcomes. God is not waiting for you to feel perfect, bold, or fearless before he moves. He moves according to his word and his timing, not your emotional readiness. Scripture makes this unshakably clear in Isaiah 55:11, where God says, "So shall my word be that goes forth from my mouth. It shall not return to me void." That means when God speaks, execution follows. His word carries completion within it. It does not come back empty-handed. It accomplishes exactly what he sent it to do, regardless of resistance, delay, or doubt. So if God said it's planned, heaven has already signed off on it. What you are waiting for is not approval, it is manifestation. The decision has already been made in the spiritual realm. The schedule has already been set. What feels uncertain to you is settled in heaven. This is not wishful thinking, it is divine order.